Okay, so let's continue with our discussions. So does anyone remember where we stopped in the previous class? Where did we stop in the previous class? No one remembers, sir? Tell Rajagopalan, what is it? Rajagopalan has raised the hand. Or was that accidentally? Okay, so we were discussing about the various aspects of your SSL protocol. Okay, we discussed about the attacks fixed in version 3. Then we discussed about the exportability issues and aspects. Then we discussed also about the encoding scheme. I told you the difference between your encoding, encryption, hashing, and all those things was discussed. Okay, so now I'll show you how a cryptographically protected record looks like, protected record format, how it looks like. Okay, so someone remind me to take attendance at the end of the class. Okay, so how a cryptographically protected record looks like. Okay, so any idea which protocol takes care of this? Which is the protocol which takes care of this? We discussed about all the various protocols which form a part of the SSL protocol stack. So which is the protocol which takes care of this, protecting the record format cryptographically? What are the protocols which form a part of SSL? We have the handshaking protocol, we have the alert protocol, we have the record protocol, and we have the change cipher specification protocol. Okay, so what is basically the functionality of your change cipher specification protocol? Change cipher specification protocol. So that's the one which takes care of this aspect, because like whatever records are being sent after a change cipher specification record, they are all cryptographically protected with the negotiated cipher suit, whatever is the agreed cipher suit. Okay, so it's being taken care. Okay, so it is basically the change cipher specification protocol which takes care of this aspect. I hope you remember about this protocol. Okay, so this was a single byte protocol, a single message with byte 1, which causes the pending states to become the current state. Okay, so all the records following this will be protected with the cipher suit, whatever is being agreed upon. Okay, so that's what. So this is being taken care by your change cipher specification protocol. Okay, so then there are two things here. You can see here integrity. Just a second. Integrity and encryption. Two things being mentioned here: integrity protection and encryption. Okay, so this integrity is actually being provided by your HMAC, hashed message authentication code technique. Okay, which it could be based on your SHA algorithm or your MD5, SHA or MD5. Okay, then the second one is encryption. Okay, encryption means many encryption algorithms could be there. Okay, so there are two modes of cipher. Either it could be a block cipher mode or it could be a stream cipher mode. Okay, so out here, whatever is suitable, whatever techniques are suitable for block cipher mode is being considered here. So a variety of encryption algorithms are there. So because whatever encryption is provided by the block ciphers are being used here. Okay, so you can see here the HMAC for integrity. So it's providing two arguments. You can see here some arguments. I mean, one key is there and then data is also there. Okay, so actually you can see here the data part, record data part. Okay, so it is actually having the sequence number followed by the record header, and then it has the data. Okay, so that's what. So actually this sequence number, if you say, the sequence number is actually not getting transmitted. Okay, it is only for your MAC calculation you're using this secret number. Okay, sorry, not secret number, the sequence number. Okay, so because do you remember the purpose of sequence number? We had discussed this along with various parameters. What is the purpose of this sequence number? The sequence number is actually for ordering and for taking care of replay attacks. But then SSL is something which runs over a reliable transmission control protocol. Okay, so in case the TCP is failed and it's lost or reordered or duplicated data, then the two sides, that is the receiving side and the other side, both the sides will be disagreeing about the sequence number. Okay, then as such the integrity check will fail, and then finally what will happen is a connection failure. Okay, so it's only used then. Otherwise, I mean, this is not something which actually gets transmitted, your sequence number. Okay, so to summarize, what I mean to say is, so for a cryptographically protected record format, when you look at the time of transmission, what gets transmitted is your record header. You can see here the record header followed by this encrypted integrity protected record. Okay, so which will be decrypted, So that actually consists of the data followed by your HMAC, followed by the padding, including the padding length or whatever. Okay, so this is how a protected record format looks like. Okay, so now moving on to the next topic. So next topic is about, we discussed about all these aspects. I mean, how a cryptographically protected record looks like, what are the exportability issues for domestic and international suits. Then we also looked into the encoding. Then we looked into the different types of attacks. Then what is a cipher suit and who takes the decision at different points of time. Then how public key infrastructure is being deployed in SSL. Okay, so the next topic is about handshake messages. Okay, handshake means definitely it will be a part of your SSL handshake protocol. Handshake protocol. Okay, so this handshake protocol, what it will do is, it will allow, it's handshaking. So it will allow the server and the client to authenticate each other, then negotiate the encryption and the MAC algorithms. Same way, negotiate the cryptographic keys, whatever has to be used. Okay, so when you say handshaking message, it is not just one message. Okay, so this is actually a series of messages. Series of messages in phases. Do you remember this? Series of messages in phases. How many phases were there? Rajagopalan, how many phases were there? You are the person who raised the hand to answer a question and finally no answer. How many phases were there in handshaking? Can someone tell me? We discussed this in detail. How many phases were there in handshaking? Come on, early in the morning, no energy for anyone. Nikita, how many phases were there? Nikita not there. Then Anshuman, how many phases were there?
Not sure, ma'am.
What is it, Anshuman? I couldn't hear. You were trying to tell me something. I have projected it on the slide. 4 phases. This is what I'm telling you. So this is what I'm telling. So then why should I be discussing all these things? So this is the handshaking protocol. About all these messages is what we are going to discuss in detail. What each, stands for. These are the various things happening. Okay, this is what we are going to discuss now in detail. So that time I just told you the various phases and what happens. Okay, so now let's look at the format for it, each format for each message. So that's what we are going to discuss right now. Okay, so I just told, when you are telling handshaking, it is not a single message. It consists of a series of messages in various phases. Okay, so where you will be establishing the security capabilities, then the server authentication and the key exchange will be happening, then the client authentication and the key exchange will be happening, and finally you will be finishing. Okay, so these are the various messages. You have the client hello message, server hello, certificate in case it's there, server key exchange, certificate request, server hello done, then client key exchange, certificate verify, and handshake finished. Okay, so these are the messages. So let's look into the parameters involved for each of these. Okay, so now first let's start with the client hello. This one, client hello message. Okay, so there are multiple handshake messages. You can see here that what happens in a client hello message. Okay, so along with this is the typical format of how a client hello message looks like. You will be asked for this in part C, the various formats for the various handshaking messages. Okay, so that it's being given as a separate topic, in fact. Okay, so along with this, you have an optional session ID also. Session ID, it is not mentioned here. Yeah, it's here. Send session ID. This is actually optional. Okay, so this is in case you want to resume the session. Okay, we discussed about session resumption. I gave you an example for Alice, Bob, and I told you about session resumption. So, I mean, the session ID is used in that case. Okay, then server hello. The handshaking messages, server hello. What are the various parameters? Okay, so then you can see here random rbob. Okay, so this is here the optional session ID. Okay, so here this is the optional session ID. Optional session ID. So this is to allow the session to be resumable. Okay, and what is actually Bob's? I mean, this example. I mean, everywhere we mention it as Bob and Alice. Okay, what is Bob's choice of cipher and the compression method? Okay, so that is actually being specified here. The server side. Okay, then server hello done. Okay, so what does this indicate? Server hello done. So this indicates that the server is finished sending its handshake message. Okay, so that's what it means. Server hello done. Server has finished sending its handshake message. Okay. Okay, so next is the client key exchange. Okay, so you can see here, this is the format for client key exchange. Okay, so client, who's the client here? Or Alice. Okay, so Alice will be sending the, we had, I mean, given a terminology for it. Yeah, it was called pre-master secret key. Pre-master secret, is it mentioned? Okay, encrypted with the server's public key. Okay, pre-master secret. Okay, so the Alice will be sending this. Alice will be sending the pre-master secret key encrypted with the server's public key. Server's public key. Okay, so that's what the client key exchange is all about. We have something called a length field here. Okay, so this is, I mean, it is not there in the implementation. It's just a part of the SSL version 3 specification. This is not a part of implementation. Not in implementation. Okay, when you use some RSA or Diffie-Hellman and all, this length doesn't have any significance. It's an extra length field, you can say. Okay, so that's the client, that's regarding the client key exchange. Okay, then the next, okay, this is, it is shown as 2, it is a complete one. Okay, I mean, it's a part of this. Okay, the entire thing is the parameters for the server key exchange. Yeah, this I mean it's used whenever I say SSL, it's applicable for TLS also, because SSL TLS comes as a single family. They call it as SSL version 3 or TLS family. Okay, so this is actually for export approval. We discussed about exportability yesterday. Okay, so the server will be requiring a what is called a one-time key, a temporary key. The temporary key was called as we had called it by the name ephemeral key. Ephemeral key. Okay, so the server will be signing a short ephemeral public key. I mean, signed with its long-term key. Okay, so instead of sending your X.509 certificate or whatever, it's just a signature on the new key. Okay, so that's what the key exchange is all about. Okay, so that is the handshaking message, the server key exchange, all about creation of ephemeral keys. Okay, then we have the certificate request in case certificate is being requested. Okay, so this will be sent by the server to request that the client has sent a certificate and authenticate. I mean, the client has, needs to send a certificate for authentication. Okay, I mean, you can see here type is equal to 13, but then actually there are many key types. Okay, so it all depends on the kind of authentication method that the user will be using to authenticate. Okay, so 13, for example, if you're using RSA, then you will put it as type is equal to 1. There's a list of types, okay, from which you can choose what type of authentication method you are planning to use to authenticate. Okay, so and that is what the certificate request is all about. Okay, what is the CA mentioned here? That's nothing but the certifying authority. Certifying authority would be authorizing the certificates. Okay. Okay, so next is handshake message certificate. Okay, so when you say certificate, it's not just one certificate. When I discussed, I said it's a chain of certificates. Okay, so this also has a length field. So in many cases, it's just a part of specification and not a part of implementation. So you can consider it as a redundant field itself. Okay, so these are the parameters which form a part of your certificate. Okay. Next is certificate verified. Certificate verified. So this is actually sent by the client to prove that it knows the private key. Okay, so for that purpose, you send the verify message. Okay, this is from the client side to the server side. So it's telling I know the private key. That's the significance of this handshake, certificate verified. Then, of course, you have what is called the handshake finished. So with this, we are also finishing. Okay, so handshake finished. This will be the last one. Okay, so this actually ensures the integrity of the exchange, and I mean, it proves the knowledge of the key also. Okay, you are telling you're finished with it. Handshaking is completed. Okay, so that's what this means. Okay, handshaking is completed. Okay, so these are the various handshake messages which form a part of the handshaking protocol. Okay, the various handshake messages. Okay, so this is not just one message, you have a series of message. Client hello, server hello, responding back, it's being done. Then the key exchange, from client side and from the server side, and then a certificate request, certificate, handshaking message, certification, then verification, certification and then verification, then finally the handshake getting over, right? Right. So, are you all listening? Arjun, listening? Arjun? Okay, so let me mark him absent today. Let me make a note of that number. So only when the attendance is being taken, everybody respond. Santosh is listening, fine. Okay, only Santosh is listening. So from whoever I'm not getting any response, I'm going to mark absent today. What about Ila? Ila is listening?
Yes, ma'am, listening.
What did I teach Ila just now? Don't give me an answer. I'm teaching network security. What did I teach just now, Ila? At least one word you tell me. Gayatri, what was I teaching?
Ma'am, handshake message, ma'am.
Okay, handshaking process. Very good. Okay. Gayatri, listening? Gayatri is connected and sleeping, I suppose. Not even having breakfast. Yes, ma'am. Okay, listening. So you're busy eating. That's the reason why you're not able to respond with mouth, right? Okay, fine. So let's move on. Only Santosh is intently listening. Okay. So next is, the format of your change cipher specification protocol. Okay, this is not a handshaking message. So that's the point to be noted. This is not a part of handshake. Handshake is over. That's by the handshaking protocol. So not a handshake message. This is not a handshake message. So you can say this is, this is also a record type, you can say. Okay, so what does this change cipher specification protocol indicate? What does this indicate? What does this indicate? That's how we started today's class, no? What does this indicate? What does this indicate? Can somebody tell what does this indicate? We started today's class. I started with this slide. This was where I started today. So what does, and I showed you this cryptographically protected record format and other things. And now I am showing, and this was the duty of which protocol? This was the duty of which protocol? No response. Nobody is interested to listen. SSL. SSL switch protocol. SSL is one huge protocol which contains so many protocols. So in SSL, you have so many things. You have your record protocol, you have your alert protocol, you have your handshaking protocol, and you have your change cipher specification protocol. Okay, so this is actually the job of your change cipher specification. Change cipher specification. Okay, so I am just showing you right now what I was showing you a minute back is basically the structure or the parameters involved in your change cipher specification. Okay, let's go back and I'll just show you how the SSL protocol structure looks like. I think that itself everybody has forgotten. Okay, so this is actually the main topic of discussion in this particular unit. So we are all discussing about web security, where SSL plays the major role. SSL and TLS, family of protocols. Okay, so see, we discussed about this handshaking, alerting, and this is what we are discussing right now, change cipher specification protocol. Okay, so this indicates that whatever message records are following this change cipher specification, they are all protected. They are all being agreed upon regarding which cipher has to be used by both the parties. Okay, so that's what a change cipher is all about. Specification is all about. See. One. Okay. Initially we had discussed this in brief. Then I showed you this. Then today I showed you the format for each. Okay. This session resumption, what has to be done. Master secret key computation. All these was discussed in previous classes. So this is where we started today. And we discussed about the formats for the various handshaking messages. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, all these 4 phases, what are all the messages involved, the format for that, and what are the parameters involved. Okay, right. So, and this is what I was asking. I just told it's not a part of a handshaking message. Okay, so this indicates that all the records following this change cipher specification will be protected with the ciphers which is being agreed upon in the particular message. Okay, so actually, I mean, this alone is not being, I mean, there's no clarity regarding change cipher specification type is set to 1. Even the, I mean, there's no clarity regarding as such. So, maybe a new value can be set or something. As of now, I mean, whenever things happen, it's generally set to 1. Other than that, I mean, it's quite unclear regarding why it is set to 1. Okay, so that's what it's a 1 byte message, which is always set to 1. Then, of course, we have the alerts. Alert is actually sent to advise the other side of some condition. Okay, so most of the alerts are error messages with the severity level. If it is 1, it is warning. If it is 2, it is fatal. If it is fatal, you cannot have any more new connections. Okay, so it's fatal and you cannot have any more new connections. Okay, then there's one specific alert message which is called closure alert. Okay, so I mean, this closure alert is an indication that actually it is you are notifying the other side that there is no more data to be sent. In the sense you want to close it. So that is what the closure alert is all about. So closure alert is not an error indication. Okay, so this is an alert message which is not a error indication. Okay, this is not a error indication. Okay, closure alert. Okay, so actually this closure alert is not there in version 2. This comes only as a part of SSL version 3. Okay, because of this truncation attacks and all, because of this, because SSL version 2 had this security vulnerability called your truncation attack. To take care of that and to ensure that there are no more data to be sent and it's over, we have this closure alert. Okay, because your TCP commands as such, they are not cryptographically protected or not protected, and there is no way to know whether the TCP connection is closed on the other side. Okay, so it's like putting a full stop and telling there's nothing more to be done. So that's what the closure alert message is all about. Okay, right. Okay, so next is the last topic in the 4th unit. So it is nothing but your secure electronic transactions. So with this, we will be completing our 4th unit. So with this, we'll be completing our 4th unit. So the first, so far whatever we have discussed is all about the web security protocol called SSL. So that was discussed in detail so far. So now coming to the last one is what is called your secure electronic transaction protocol. So before doing that, let me take the attendance. Okay, answer your attendance. Today is 22nd. Ayushi? Oh, today nobody is awake even during the time of attendance. Ayushi? Okay, noted in the chat window. Fine. Rizwan?
Present, ma'am.
Sarthak?
Present, ma'am.
Pranay Matthew?
Present, ma'am.
Rishon?
Present, ma'am.
Anshuman?
Present, ma'am.
Rajneesh Yadav? Rajneesh is absent. Okay, absent. Vedika?
Present, ma'am.
Manthan?
Present, ma'am.
Aman Vora?
Present, ma'am.
Rajneesh is present. Rajneesh is 42. Okay, marking you as present. Okay, Shakti's text message I saw. Vaishak?
Present, ma'am.
Vaishak, what did we discuss in today's class, Vaishak? Totally irrelevant question being asked. That means you didn't listen. Amrita?
Present, ma'am.
Malavika? Malavika? Absent. Malavika, no response. 15th also she was absent. Okay. Megha Sinha?
Present, ma'am.
No energy. Nikita? Nikita also present. Sai Gopal? Okay. So now nobody is answering. Why? Because I'm asking question. Huh? Shreya Pradeep? Okay. Gayatri? Okay. Akash Deep?
Present, ma'am.
Ila?
Present, ma'am.
Sarangaraja? Jitender?
Present, ma'am.
Rajagopalan? Why did you raise your hand, Rajagopalan? That was a mistake. Huh? Binoy?
Present, ma'am.
Nimal Kumar?
Ma'am, present, ma'am.
Karthikeyan? Ashwini?
Present, ma'am.
Ashwini, what did we discuss today? Can you just give me the topic names?
Handshake process, ma'am.
After handshake process, did we discuss anything more?
Yes, ma'am. One more topic we discussed, ma'am.
Handshaking process was discussed, I think, 2 classes back. I discussed the various
Message,
phases
ma'am.
and the message parameters and format is what we discussed today. Okay, so like actually this unit is all about SSL SSL protocol and SSL protocol stack. So in each topic we took up different aspects of the various protocol and try to understand in depth. Okay, so regarding web security, that's what we have discussed so far. Okay, Arjun is present. Okay, Arjun is thinking whether to answer or not, whether any question will come. Okay, Akash?
Present, ma'am.
Venkat? Okay, Mitra Lakshmi?
Present, ma'am.
Aparna, okay. Akanksha,
Present, ma'am.
Nihika, okay. Vignesh,
Present, ma'am.
Swastik, Swastik Johri, no response, absent. Jagadeep,
Present, ma'am.
Karthikeyan,
Present, ma'am.
my Karthikeyan, you please join the WhatsApp group. Yesterday I had a hell of time to make you connect to for the retest. Nearly half an hour late. I had to spend a lot of energy for it. You please join the WhatsApp group. I think you are not there in the WhatsApp group. That's the issue.
Yes, ma'am.
It was like a puzzle solving you. I mean, solving and connecting to you. Abdul Ahad.
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay, Jashwant Parashar. Jashwant is there? No response. Okay, my A section. A1, Shruti,
Present, ma'am.
Ryan,
Present, ma'am.
Dipanshu Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Vishal,
Present, ma'am.
Nitish, Venkatesh,
Present, ma'am.
Shruti Kaushik,
Yes, ma'am.
Darshini,
Present, ma'am.
Fatima,
Present, ma'am.
Santosh,
Ma'am, triple.
Sai Satish. Sai Satish.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot your name. Missed your name. Santosh.
Present, ma'am.
Santosh is very, I mean, attending all the classes these days. Why attendance percentage has gone down very less, sir?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Then,
Suma, ma'am.
oh, just for the sake of Chumma, you are attending class. What a wonderful
No,
answer
ma'am.
from
Now the
students.
classes are interesting. That's why, ma'am.
Oh, initially it was not at all interesting.
That time also interesting only, ma'am. Was busy.
So now the attendance percentage has come down. Okay,
No,
Jeevesh,
ma'am. Nine.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Nityashri, 144. Okay, noted. Right, any more students who have not got attendance? See, the minute I take attendance, the strength dwindles, goes down. Okay, now let's get back. So what are we supposed to discuss right now? What topic? We are supposed to be discussing about set. That is, oh, okay. Okay, so the next topic is actually regarding secure electronic transaction. Okay, so this is actually, you can say, a protocol or a specification which is being designed to protect the credit card transactions. To protect credit card transactions on the internet. Okay, so I mean, this is not a payment system or anything. Okay, so this is just, you can say, I mean, protocols which will ensure that your online payment, your online transactions or your online payment transactions, whatever you do on the internet is secure. Okay, so that's the purpose of your SCT. Okay, so this is basically an open source encryption standard, open source encryption specification. Yeah, this is the actual, I mean, the motivation for this particular protocol. Communicate credit card and purchasing data securely to gain the customer trust. Mitra Lakshmi, yeah? Mitra Lakshmi, 192. I think I have marked you. Just a second. I'll just note. Yes, Mitra Lakshmi, you are being marked. No issues. Okay, so how to authenticate authentication of buyer and merchant, and then confidential transmissions. So, I mean, to take care of all these things, we have what is called your secure electronic transactions. Okay, so this will basically provide, you can say, a secure environment for the various people involved in this transaction. When you say a credit card transaction or a payment transaction, it is not just one party who's involved in it. There are a lot of parties involved. When you can call it as let's call it as an e-commerce transaction, payment and other things over the net, we call it as e-commerce, buying and selling over the net. Okay, so this will provide a secure environment for all the parties involved, whoever is involved in a e-commerce transaction. It will provide confidentiality. Then it will authenticate the parties involved. See, authentication. Authentication of the parties involved, and that is by making use of what is called your authentication. What do we use? We make use of what is called your digital certificates. Authentication by means of this digital certificate. Then it will also ensure confidentiality. So these two are the objectives of your secure electronic transaction, SET protocol. Okay, authentication of buyer and seller and the various transactions using your digital certificate, then provides confidentiality. Okay, so yeah, developed by Visa card and MasterCard, designed to protect credit card transactions, confidentiality, trust, authentication, then privacy, information made available only when and wherever it is required. Okay, so this is regarding your SET. Okay, so this is actually for credit card transactions. So the version 1 was released by MasterCard and Visa card in the year 1996. Okay, a number of companies involved in it, IBM, Microsoft, Netscape. And I mean, the point to be noted is SET is not a payment system. It's not a payment system. It's security protocols and the formats associated. Okay, so what basically SET provides is, it provides a secure communication channel. So secure communication channel, and then yeah, the trust by through the use of your digital certificates X.509, and it ensures privacy. Okay, so I mean, these are the specifications. Okay, so now let's look into who are the people who are involved in secure electronic transaction participants, or who are the people involved in it. When you're doing a credit card transaction on the net, how does this SET protocol ensure that it's happening safely? How does it ensure confidentiality, or how does it ensure authentication, and who are the people involved in it? Okay, so you can make a note of this figure. This is important. Who are the participants involved in a SET system? Okay, so the first and foremost participant will be the card holder, the Visa or the MasterCard holder. Okay, so the authorized holder of the payment card. Okay, so when you say card, it can be a MasterCard or a Visa card, whatever the issuer has issued. Okay, so card holder. So this can be MasterCard or Visa card. So you would have seen in the credit card. In the credit card at the bottom right corner or down, it will be written whether it is a MasterCard or Visa card. Okay, so this is the first party involved, the authorized holder of the payment card. Okay, then the second person involved in SET transaction is, you can see the merchant. Okay, so this can be any person or even an organization who wants to sell I mean, its goods and services to the card holders. Okay, so this particular merchant actually should have a relationship with the so-called acquirer. You can see here, this acquirer, to accept the payment through the internet, because all this happens across the internet. Okay, so that's the second party involved, the merchant. Okay, then the third one is the issuer. You can see here the issuer. who issues the card. Okay, so who issues the payment card? So it can be the MasterCard. Okay, so an issuer is, I mean, you can say a financial institution, a financial organization. Mostly it will be the banks. So banks are the issuers who will be issuing this payment card. Okay, so be it a MasterCard or a Visa card to the user or to the card holder. Okay, so it is actually the bank which will be, or it will be the issuer. In our case, it will be the bank which will be responsible for the card holder's debit payment. Okay, so that's the third one, the issuer. Responsible for the card holder's debit payment. So those who have been using credit cards will be knowing about it. Monthly, you will be getting a card statement, the spending expenses, how much you are expected to pay, whether how you are planning to pay, and everything, all the details. So that's the third party involved. Okay, the issuer. Okay, first was the card holder, second was the merchant, the third is the issuer. Issuer is nothing but the bank. Okay, then we have this acquirer. Fourth party is this acquirer. Okay, so actually this is that financial organization with a relationship with the merchant for processing the card payment authorization and all the payment related aspects. Okay, so I mean, why this acquirer is a part of this process is the merchant can accept credit cards of more than one brand. Okay, it is not just one card he will be having. Okay, so I mean, this acquirer, it will provide some sort of EFT, that is electronic fund transfer, to the merchant's account. So this is the person, the acquirer is the person responsible for doing the electronic fund transfer to the merchant's account through the payment gateway. So that's what you can see here. This part. Okay, this part is being taken care by the acquirer. Okay, then of course you have your payment gateway. The fifth component is nothing but your payment gateway. Okay, so what is this payment gateway? The payment gateway will act as some sort of interface between your secure electronic transactions, whatever is happening, and the existing card payment networks. Okay, so the merchant will be exchanging the secure electronic transaction messages with the or through the payment gateway across the internet. Okay, so in response to that, the payment gateway connects to the acquirer's system by using some sort of whatever network, I mean dedicated network lines or whatever, it will be connected to the acquirer's system. Okay, then you have one more person here, CA. Who's the CA? The certificate authority. Okay, so it is actually a trusted authority that provides the public key certificates to the various people. That is to the card holder, to the payment gateway, to the merchant. So to all these people, it needs to provide the public key certificates. Okay, so that is actually being issued by the certificate authority. Okay, so these are all the parties involved in a secure electronic transaction, which is actually an environment for providing confidentiality and authentication for credit card transactions happening across the internet. Okay, so this is not a payment system or anything. So this is, I mean, it's a protocol. It's an open source encryption protocol, which is actually meant for ensuring that your online payment transactions that happens on the internet is secure. Okay, so that's regarding your SCT. Okay, so there are some more aspects regarding the SCT that we will take it up tomorrow. I think it's time up. You can join for the next class. Thank you.